Hello everyone and welcome to 7th grade Math Module 4, Percent and Proportional Relationships. In this video we're looking at lesson 4.7, Markup and Markdown Problems. Our learning goal is to make sure we can use understanding of percents to determine the new cost of an item when it's been marked up or marked down. This will help us to master standards 7 RPA 3, use proportional relationships to solve multi-step ratio and percent problems. We've already worked with markup and markdown problems before back in Module 1 when we talked about commission, discount, and markup. At that time, we were using constant proportionality instead of percents to represent the rate. We also talked earlier this module about percent change, and the idea of doing markups and markdowns is just a specific type of percent change. The strategy this video is going to focus on is taking your percents and changing your percents by adding or subtracting with 100 to mark up or mark down, and then just using our equations that we can get from our fact family triangle in order to solve. So in this case, in markup, we would take 100% plus the percent markup to get our new percent, and for markdown, it would be 100% minus our markdown percent to get our markdown percent, or our new percent. And we would still just take that part over whole in order to solve. Games Galore Superstore buys the latest video game at a wholesale price of $30. The markup rate at Games Galore Superstore is 40%. You use your allowance to purchase the game at the store. How much will you pay, not including tax? Write an equation to find the price of the game at Games Galore Superstore. Explain your equation. So I can think in this problem of that $30 wholesale price as my whole. That's 100%. That's what the game cost. And then they're taking that amount and marking it up 40%. So I have to pay 40% more than what they paid for the wholesale price when I go to buy it. So what I can do then is I can take that 100%, that's the wholesale price, and then the 40%, which is how much it's being marked up, and add them together to find what the new percent would be for how much I would end up paying. So my cost would be 140% of that wholesale price. So then my equation would just be my whole times my percent being the 100% plus the 40%. So to solve that then, I just do 30 times 1 4/10, which is 140% as a decimal, and I get that I pay $42 for the game. Now, in order to find out the markup of the video game, I have two strategies that I can use. The first strategy that I can use that we've used before is to find it with the percent. So in this case, our wholesale price is still our whole, and if we multiply it by the 40% for the markup, that tells us how much the price of the game would get marked up, which is $12. The strategy that we used back in Module 1 with this is that we found that amount of markup and then we added it on to the original price of $30. Since in this problem we already found our new price that included the markup, we can just subtract that with the original price of $30, that wholesale price, to find that it was marked up $12. So when we're solving these problems with markup and markdown, we have to do addition and subtraction, but we get to choose whether we do it with the percent or whether we do it with the amounts that we get with our percents.